Hello and welcome back to another King and Queen devlog where I remake this game from Unity to Godot. This time is about generating clouds through script. Honestly, I'm kinda hesitant to make this technical devlog considering that it will not interest a lot of people like the previous video, unlike maybe a pixel art devlog, but I guess this is also part of game dev. Also, a bit of a heads up. These are 2D clouds and not those procedurally generated 3D meshes or those particle effects you see on the other channels. But I hope you'll still watch till the end and maybe apply this script to your own games or maybe learn from it. Okay, enough rambling. Here's the result of it. There's nothing much to say really. But as you can see, every time I reload this scene, you can see that they are randomly generated. And this is how I did it. To start off, there's this single cloud sprite I have in a sprite 2D node and made it into a scene or a prefab. With this, I can tweak its properties later. And here's another node for generating the clouds, and this is where the magic happens. With this script, first I've referenced a cloud. Then, I've instantiated them with a random length and stored those new copies in an array. Next up, I've made 3 properties, namely small cloud, mid cloud, and big cloud. Then I store those with this struct so that I can change the scale, transparency, and their z-index later. The scale is divided into 3 groups, as well as the transparency as you see on the screen. This was done to make it random every time you change the level. The only difference is this z-index where it is constant. In summary, small clouds are the farthest in the back with a very low transparency, while big clouds are the opposite of it. Then, to split the clouds into each of their own properties, I've made each of them have a frequency, or how much is the number of clouds they will generate. For example, small clouds have a tendency of generating the most amount of clouds with 68%, while the mid clouds have 18%, and finally the big clouds will generate the remaining percentage. You might ask why big clouds don't have their own specific frequency. This was the scenario at first, but I encountered an error when this cloud's.length reached a size of 20. So instead of computing for its frequency with a percentage 2, I got its frequency from subtracting the cloud's.length to the total of small clouds count plus mid clouds count, eliminating the computational error. Overall, this frequency was done to have a sort of control over the randomness of generating the clouds, and here's a sample of it, where I stored those properties IDs in an array named cloud frequency. After that, I shuffled those with this algorithm from ChatGPT called Fisher-Yates Shuffle. In the end, here's a sample result of a shuffled cloud frequency. Then, I finally looped the clouds array and set each of their random position, scale, transparency, and their z-index. And this was all done to make each level look different every time you play them. It's for the players and the aesthetic of the game basically. With this, you can now generate your own 2D clouds too. And this is entirely my personal preference, but in the ready function, I've swapped the lines of generating cloud properties first and then instantiating the clouds second. Because generating clouds is more taxing than generating the 3 cloud properties. I repeat, this is entirely my own preference and it's up to you if you want to do this or not. Either way, it's completely fine. To summarize, I generated the cloud properties first, then I've instantiated those clouds, set each of those small, mid, and big clouds with their own frequencies to control their randomness, and then finally set each cloud's position, scale, transparency, and z-index. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe to this channel, or if you want to support the game's development, here's the Ko-fi page. And as always, thanks for watching till the end. Oh, and if you're following the development till now, I've upgraded this project to Godot 4.3. That's all. Bye!